our last video, we created it. When you would click on the login link, the box here would animate with jQuery and slide down into view. And using CSS, that's what helped make it hidden and appear like it was coming out of this part of the website rather than coming out of the top of the window. But before we continue with building our box there, I want to show you guys, introduce you to jQuery selectors. And what they are is a way of defining what your selector is, and it helps increase the speed because once a variable is recognized, it doesn't need to be called again. And then also, if you decide to change the name later on, you'll have one area. So what I did here is I created what's called the variable, and I do a $sign and SEL. This is basically a way to just let me know that this is jQuery, and it's going to be SEL selector. Sorry, I abbreviated selector. And I wanted to first do the navigation ID. And then to activate it, you would go in here, or call it, it's more proper term. So now, this is going to reference to this selector, and just to make sure it works, let's go ahead and refresh our page and hover about. And as you see, our drop down here did scroll down, and so now we can create some more selectors for variables, for selectors we use often. And I'm sorry if I didn't say this before, but to do it, this is basically a name that you could define this to be anything. Like I said, I'm using navigation just to give more of an idea of what it is. After you do that, you do a colon, and then whatever the actual selector is going to be. But this doesn't actually have to be used just for jQuery selectors. This can be used for other things too. It's just in this current instance. The most usefulness to me is using it for caching jQuery selectors. And then right here where I'm typing up, this is my favorite part of it, is being the fact that I can use it multiple times, and that it'll help increase the speed of looking up that one ID rather than looking up each and every single time. And then before, I'm purposely not going to name this one, and I'll show you soon why. Next thing I want to show you guys is I wanted to show you how to have multiple divs with the same class, but then how to call it so you can have different information within them. First one I'll show you how to do is the login one, or I'm going to give it a specific name of login. This login, and then something really useful. I know the way I'm about to show you works for Chrome. I know it's way for Firefox and Safari. Anyways, it's called console.log. This is a way of testing JavaScript through the code. You can also do it within the actual web browser by inspect elements and go to the actual console, and here you can type different jQuery to do different calls, and then it will have some code hinting for you. Anyways, I don't want to do that through here. I want to do it through the actual web page. So I'm going to do this.id, and what this is actually a keyword within JavaScript. Unlike jQuery, JavaScript will only select one instance, while jQuery will create an array, and then it'll grab whatever number that is. So basically this won't use for multiple IDs, it'll just grab the first one. But what we're going to do here is we're going to see if our ID up here is being called when we click on this class. Refresh, it's about the elements, console, and click on login, and as you see it console.log, our login ID did appear, and so that we know that it is going to call it successfully. So now we want to call that specific one rather than calling a generic one, and to do that we're going to actually add an ID to the box. And then the reason why I was naming this box of this login is if you use the same ID, it's not going to work. And I have done myself accidentally and figure out, like, why won't it work? And oh yeah, it's because it's calling the same name. It doesn't recognize. Anyways, so now how we're going to call this through the selector is we're going to actually grab the ID by a variable. So let's call it box this ID. And then within our jQuery selector, since now we're going to grab the ID instead of the class, do the pound sign. And then what we're doing here is called concatenation. To do it through JavaScript, to do plus, and then whatever the name be. In this case, use the variable with box. And then you would either, you can stop there. If you just have it where that's all you need, you can just do one plus, but since I am adding box onto it, I have to add another plus. And then once this gets called, it creates one selector, but it is, it does recognize what's called white space. So if you do that, that's not going to work because it's going to think it's a space. This will work because it's going to grab the ID of login box. So let's go back here. Let's refresh and let's click login. As you see, slide down, login does come in. So now I'm going to show you how to do sign up. But first thing I'm actually showing you is because we're using the same class, it's going to be stacked upon each other. We're going to have to hide it, and I'll actually show you why, and then I'll show you how to hide it, and then re-show it. And then to our sampling camp, here I'm adding the class that we use to call our box that slides down. So now if we don't, if we do it like this and hit refresh, as you see now it's, let's see, actually log in. You see now that they're actually stacking upon each other. We'll have the first one up here, and then we have the second one down here. And so that's obviously a problem too. So to fix that, we're actually going to initially hide our box, and just to make sure I get the right class and expect it. So basically what we want to do here is we're going to have it, we're going to have it like this, obviously, because we don't want it to show. And then once you click on it, we'll have it where it shows it. So now we'll actually turn this off, and now we'll sign up, login sign up box. And then do display none. And then, unlike slide up and slide down, jQuery animate doesn't actually show a hidden element, so we have to tell it to show when it's clicked on. So we're going to actually grab this selector and do .show. And so basically what this means is to do what's called display block. Display block will show anything that's hidden. and then go ahead and hit refresh. And then as you see now, it's not appearing anymore, but now I can hit sign up and it slides down. But I can still hit login and it creates a problem with sign up. So to fix that problem, we are going to ensure that this is hidden before we show it. So what I mean by that is I'm going to grab this generic class here. And I'm going to hide it. And I'll show you why. Log in and sign and it says so now we don't have it jump out down here because this class is actually hidden, and so it allows at least this time to one click and it shows the two different ones. We still have to create it where it resets the animation when you click on these, but at least we got it partially working. And then something that I've meant to show you guys before is JavaScript comments. And to do those, you have two different ones. You have the single line comments, which is 2// and then you have multiple line comments, which is // // But to re-emphasize what I'm saying here, so this one will only work for wherever's in front of this //. So now anything I put after here is not going to be a comment. And then as long as within this // it would be recognized as a comment. And this is, again, this is something I should have showed you guys earlier about the second lesson. So I'm sorry about that, but let's go ahead and add comments here. And then actually, if I think about it, let's try some real quick. Sorry about the. Well, instead of hide, we can actually have this slide up very quickly. Okay, no, that's not going to do the trick. So, I was going to see if I was going to think it's going to do something else, but unfortunately, no, it won't, because. So, to fix this, we actually have to create a test to see if it's at a certain height, and then slide it back up, and then show it again if we want, or we can just have it once it's down. You can click on two different ones. That's something that I will cover later. I think at this point, this is a good stopping point. We covered a lot of different things here, and it's a lot of information to take in. So next time, we'll see about adding the actual content to here, and then having it actually slide up when you click on one of these boxes, or we'll have it do something rather than just replacing the HTML. And then also we want to slide up instead of just replacing text. So anyways, thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing, and I look forward to next time.